Hey everyone, it's Justin here. Thank you for joining us on another show, the Voices for Voices TV show and podcast. We're coming to you live here on Instagram Live, and we have our buddy, our pal Lucy with us. So you'll see her moving around. Yeah, she's the best watchdog. And so cool. So thank you for joining us, whether you watch, whether you listen, whether this is your first show or you've been following us from the beginning. We're grateful to have you with us. If you can give us the big thumbs up, like, follow, subscribe, share. If you can follow us on social media, we're everywhere. Voices for Voices. We're built on the pillars and foundation of mental health, mental challenges, trauma, traumatic brain injury, recovery. I started this organization, Voices for Voices, after my own, kickoff to my mental illnesses. So they don't go away. Just try to manage them the best we can, and so that's why we're here. We're here to help people. We're helping a lot. We've already helped a lot, and we could use a little bit of free help, just like reaching out and to maybe 25, 50, 100 of your contacts in your phone. Let them know about the Voices for Voices TV show and podcast. We'd love to have you, love to have them join us. We're over 470 episodes of the show, so we are making it happen. We are, for those who don't know, we're a nonprofit, so we are a 501c3 nonprofit charity organization. Say that real fast a couple times. So any donation at lovevoices.org, lovevoices.org, or on Venmo or Cash App is 100% tax deductible here in the United States. And we're reaching people all over the world. So check with your tax preparer and let them know. And I'm not sure, again, country to country, what that looks like. But we are full-blown charity. We operate as a business, and we're grateful to have you with us. So it's the day after, we're filming this the day after Easter, and so there's a lot of, family time, getting together. Hopefully you were able to. And if you don't celebrate, hopefully you were able to just have some time away from potentially work, away from school, and just be able to spend some time with loved ones. And as I was doing that, kind of in between visits, I guess, to families for celebrating Easter. As you may know, if you've been following us, and you may not know if you haven't, that my dad passed away on March 1st of 2024, had this turbo cancer. Look up other episodes. There's a lot of episodes that I share and talk about this. So I'm going to try not to talk about my dad as specific on this show, because I want to talk about what I saw and what I learned while being at the cemetery to visit my dad. So while that part is clearly about my dad, stopping to visit, pay my respects, say some prayers, play his favorite song for him, for me. It was a very emotional time, as it always is. And before I got out of my car to go over to pay my respects, where my dad's at, and his headstone, and the just vibrant flowers that my mom always has picked out and rotates through and across. And again, you don't have to be a believer to be a part of the Voices for Voices movement. We are, so we'll talk about that, from time to time. But you don't have to be a believer to have interest in Voices for Voices. Let's put it that way. So yeah, before I got out of the car, I put the car in park, obviously all music off, windows up, and just start to, try to gather myself, which isn't exactly easy to do. It's not easy to do. It just isn't. I'm an emotional type of person, and when I focus, which I try to do as much as I can, is to focus on the good times, the times we spent together. And there's so many great, fun, learning times from my dad, even tying into getting this organization started. He was part of getting me an ambulance to take me to the hospital, where I ended up there for 5 days, inpatient. And while it was what felt like my worst time, it also was the best time, because of what has transpired since then. I'm been able to live a lot better quality of life, even though obviously nobody's perfect. So let's get back to, because I can go on a tangent, as you know. And so as I was sitting, collecting my thoughts, reflecting on my dad, and with Easter being a holiday, he would be with us. We would go to my mom and dad's, and we would celebrate Easter, and time together, and all the things that go with it. And so I'm sitting there at the cemetery, collecting my thoughts, and it's what we just turned the calendar a few days ago to April. So it's April. We've had, here where I live, we've had days in the 70s. I think we even touched 80 a day or two ago, and now we're at 49 degrees and getting down into the 30s at night. So fluctuations, we've talked about the seasonal affective disorder and all that with me. But anyway, so it was a cooler day. And so I was collecting my thoughts, and I was zipping up my coat, and I was just looking around the cemetery, and there were headstones everywhere. There was memorials. There were memorials in different fashions. Thurman Munson used to play professional baseball, I think, for the New York Yankees. His memorial was huge, and it actually faces kind of like right across the driveway from where my dad is laid to rest. And so, looking around, so I see that, and then I see just so many, you just, some have flowers, I would say, some have flowers, and a majority of them don't. And that's what I want to talk about a little bit on this show. And I'm not here to talk about if you have loved ones that have passed away, that you have to change flowers and you have to always go to the cemetery on this regimen. That's not what this is about. This is just about, like, the mental health of those individuals. Yes, they've passed. Some a long time ago. Like a real long time ago. Lots of years. And so I was struck more this past visit to the cemetery than I had been in the past. Maybe I was before. I just wasn't ready to kind of talk about it in a public way. And so I couldn't help but think how alone those individuals may have been in their final days. Maybe some passed suddenly, unexpectedly. And so if that happens, then I don't know that I don't know how the process goes, right? If somebody passes unexpectedly, if there's not a headstone, if there's not a cemetery, and there's, everything costs money. And so I'm just taking all this in, and again, I'm noticing, very few headstones have flowers or a cross or some type of some type of something that goes into kind of the vase, the vase, the flowers, or other things could go into. I know some that when we talk about veterans, that's where they put the flags in. And that cemetery looks full to me, and just shows that those times when they do put the again, I live in the United States of America, so I'm sure it's the same in your home country. If you're joining us, which thank you so much for joining us. We have a big goal to reach and help 3 billion people over the course of my lifetime and beyond. And it's because of you. It's helping us. It's got us this far. Thank you so much. And so I kind of contrast those two, I guess, time periods and time, where the cemetery looks so barren, so empty. Again, flowers here and there, catching my eye. And again, this isn't knocking on anybody. It was just, I was just taking in what I was seeing yesterday more than what I had before. And I guess I just have this opportunity to talk about it and share soon after today, like I'm doing. And it just made me like extra sad, because I know that with my dad, I know my mom visits him every day, every single day. Doesn't miss. I mean, if there's a foot of snow, she's trying to get there to visit. Sometimes she'll stay in the car so she doesn't, right? Because if the weather is icy, we don't want her to slip at all. Anybody to slip. So I just think about those, and there's so many, and this really gets me, because time doesn't stand still. You know, there's some times where we want time to stand still, right? Like getting married. We want time to stand still. Vacation. We want time to stand still. When we're maybe attending a concert or a ball game or a play or a movie, or other events, other experiences where we want time to stand still. I mean, just slowing down. But we learn at a certain age, I don't know what age that is, but at some point we learn that time doesn't stand still and it keeps moving. And that's what the majority of those headstones at the cemetery represented to me is, man, time doesn't stand still. Like, yeah, I would have loved to have seen just all kinds of flowers, all kinds of memorials. But again, it's not about me. This is more just about what I saw and what I heard. And I look over and I see my dad. They had this vase and had just like the most beautiful flowers and so vibrant. And then I look, to the right, to the left, behind, and nothing. And that's just in a very, very small sample area. Again, maybe everybody in the family has passed on to heaven. Maybe they live out of the area. I don't know. It just made me extra emotional and sad to take that in and to see and just wonder from the mental health standpoint of, man, I know those individuals in heaven, they're not taking any of that personal. And if their relatives are alive, I guess what I'd like to kind of conclude this episode and the show on is almost kind of like a prayer that some of us, not all of us, but some of us have had family members, loved ones, coworkers pass away. And I guess I would pray that if you're able to, and again, I was there at a given point in time too. So maybe I missed the busy time. I don't know. I just got extra sad. And not that flowers have to be a symbol of, oh, well, this person, this family cares more than others. That's not the case at all. It just struck a chord with me and my mental health of just being forgotten, being afraid. That when we leave this earth, we can't take things with us. We can't take possessions, and we've talked about this on other shows. So I'll leave that right there. And so I guess the prayer or the thought if you're able to, and you have a loved one and you're near, or you're going to be traveling and you're going to be near the cemetery, man, maybe stop by. Maybe stop by, even if it's just for a minute. It's just really got me from the mental health side. Like, it's like, oh my gosh, this is going to be me someday. I pray that I'm going to heaven, and then I pray that my loved ones will want to visit me and say a prayer. And so I think that's really where this kind of wound up for me on that visit to the cemetery. Is, man, these people, I hope they're in heaven, and spend a minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, any time, or even just thinking about them. Again, I'm not doing this and trying to compare. I'm just going straight up on emotion of kind of like a 360. Like, I'm seeing this, and then it's reflecting back onto me, going, oh my gosh, Justin. So say a prayer, a thought. Let the people that you were close to or in your family, just let them know that they have somebody thinking about them. And if you're able to, sometime, someday, maybe stop by. That's another free thing to do. So thank you for watching this episode of the Voices for Voices TV show and podcast. This is Justin Allen Hayes, as always. Again, follow us on socials. Obviously here, Instagram. But we're everywhere. And if you can give us those big thumbs up, like, follow, subscribe, share, and the word of mouth, they're reaching out to 25 or 50 of the contacts you have in your phone. Let them know about the Voices for Voices TV show and podcast. Let them know we're trying to help and be there for a whole host of people. We already are, but with your help, we can help and reach more. So thank you very much, and we'll see you on the next episode of the show. Let's celebrate the voices of everybody, and let's be a voice for not only ourselves, but those who aren't able to share their voice, especially those who have gone before us. We'll see you later. Thank you so much.